Welcome to our channel Crime Loom, the place where true crime stories come alive. Richard Ramirez was born on February 29, 1960, in El Paso, Texas. From a young age, he lived in a world filled with violence and instability. His father was strict and often cruel, and his older cousin exposed him to disturbing images of crime and cruelty. Richard watched his cousin perform gruesome acts on animals, and he learned to admire violence. As he grew older, he became fascinated with the dark and forbidden, developing an obsession with Satanism, horror movies, and criminal behavior. In his teenage years, Ramirez began experimenting with petty crime. He would steal small items from stores and neighbors, but these early crimes soon escalated. By the time he was in his 20s, he had moved to California, where he began a violent crime spree that would terrorize the state for years. Ramirez became known as the Night Stalker, a name that captured the fear he spread in the hearts of his victims and the media attention that followed him. His attacks were shocking not only for their brutality, but also for their randomness. He did not target a specific type of person. He attacked children, adults, and the elderly alike. His crimes were carried out in the dead of night, often during home invasions. Ramirez would break into houses through unlocked windows or doors, silently moving through the darkness until he found his victims. Once inside, he would unleash unimaginable violence, sometimes torturing them or forcing them to witness the murders of their loved ones. Ramirez's methods varied. Sometimes he used firearms, other times knives, hammers, or even tire irons. He would leave behind evidence of satanic rituals, drawing pentagrams on walls or on the bodies of his victims. This added a chilling layer to his crimes, frightening both the public and law enforcement. His unpredictable behavior made him difficult to catch, and for months, the people of Los Angeles lived in terror, never knowing if he might strike next. The police investigation into Ramirez was massive. Detectives worked tirelessly to track him down, interviewing witnesses, gathering forensic evidence, and analyzing crime patterns. Despite their efforts, Ramirez remained elusive, moving quickly from neighborhood to neighborhood. His ability to evade capture only added to his notoriety, making him a figure of fear and fascination in the media. Ramirez's public image was shaped not only by the terror he inflicted, but also by his strange and disturbing personality. During his trial, he appeared in court with a defiant attitude, often smiling at the media and showing no remorse for his actions. He was photographed making hand gestures associated with Satanism, further cementing his image as a terrifying and unrepentant criminal. One of the most horrifying aspects of Ramirez's crimes was his willingness to inflict pain for his own satisfaction. Survivors of his attacks recounted the terror of being trapped in their own homes, unable to defend themselves. Some were tied up, others were shot or stabbed, and many witnessed the murder of family members. These survivors would later testify against him, providing crucial evidence that would eventually lead to his conviction. In August 1985, the public finally saw a breakthrough. Ramirez was spotted by residents in East Los Angeles as he fled from police. Recognizing him from the widespread media coverage, civilians courageously tackled him to the ground and held him until authorities arrived. This act of bravery ended months of terror and allowed the police to finally arrest the Night Stalker. Following his arrest, Ramirez was charged with a series of crimes, including murder, attempted murder, sexual assault, and burglary. The trial captured national attention, with every detail of his crimes reported in newspapers, on television, and discussed in public forums. Ramirez remained unrepentant throughout, often smiling or smirking during testimony. His behavior shocked the public but also revealed the depth of his twisted psyche. During the trial, evidence against Ramirez was overwhelming. Witnesses identified him as the attacker. Forensic evidence linked him to the crime scenes, and the patterns of his crimes left little doubt. In 1989, after a long and highly publicized trial, Ramirez was convicted of 13 murders, 5 attempted murders, 11 sexual assaults, and 14 burglary. The court sentenced him to death, and he was sent to San Quentin State Prison in California. Even in prison, Ramirez remained a controversial figure. Some visitors reported that he continued to embrace Satanism, while others noted that he became deeply religious, converting to Catholicism. Despite the changes in his personal beliefs, he remained infamous. A symbol of one of the darkest chapters in California's criminal history, Ramirez spent over 2 decades on death row, living under constant security but never escaping the public's fascination with his crimes. His health declined over the years, and on June 7, 2013, Richard Ramirez died from complications related to B-cell lymphoma. He was 53 years old. His death marked the end of a life filled with terror, but the memory of his crimes continues to haunt true crime enthusiasts and the communities he terrorized. The legacy of Richard Ramirez is one of fear, horror, and fascination. He is remembered not just for the sheer number of his crimes, but for the terror he spread and the way he challenged the sense of safety in ordinary neighborhoods. His story has been told in countless documentaries, podcasts, books, and television specials, each exploring the complex and horrifying mind of the Night Stalker. Psychologists and criminologists have studied Ramirez extensively, trying to understand how someone could commit such acts without remorse. His life illustrates how a troubled childhood, exposure to violence, and fascination with the dark can combine to create a killer capable of unimaginable atrocities. While some attempt to rationalize or analyze his behavior, the pain he inflicted on his victims is undeniable, and the terror he spread continues to serve as a grim reminder of the fragility of safety. Survivors of his attacks have shared their stories, detailing the fear and trauma that Ramirez inflicted. Their bravery in facing him in court and recounting their experiences ensured that he was brought to justice. Their voices also serve as a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable evil, courage and resilience can prevail. The Night Stalker's crimes left an indelible mark on Los Angeles and surrounding areas. His story remains a cautionary tale about the dangers that can lurk in ordinary neighborhoods and the importance of vigilance and community awareness. Law enforcement agencies have studied the investigation and capture of Ramirez to better understand criminal behavior and to prevent similar tragedies in the future. In popular culture, Ramirez has been depicted in movies, television shows, and documentaries. These portrayals often focus on the shocking nature of his crimes, the psychological profile of a serial killer, and the intense fear he inspired. While some of these depictions have been criticized for sensationalizing his crimes, they reflect the enduring fascination with his story. Richard Ramirez will always be remembered as one of the most notorious serial killers in American history. His actions caused irreparable harm and fear, and his name remains synonymous with terror. Yet, his story also highlights the dedication of law enforcement, the courage of ordinary citizens, and the resilience of survivors who faced unimaginable horror and helped bring a killer to justice. Even decades after his death, the memory of the Night Stalker continues to evoke fear and curiosity. His crimes serve as a dark chapter in true crime history, reminding society of the importance of justice, vigilance, and understanding the complex nature of human evil. The tale of Richard Ramirez is not just about a man who killed. It is about the impact of his actions on countless lives and the lessons that can be learned from the nightmare he created.
Subscribe to Crime Loom and join us as we unravel